Hi guys, it's Amy with Aim to Plan, and today I am here with a much requested video for how to create date covers using Microsoft Excel and Microsoft Word. So this video will be focusing on Microsoft Excel and Microsoft Word just because that is what I have on my computer, but I'm sure there are ways of adapting this to other Office Suite programs. I hope this video will at least get you started so that way you can set it up, but I will again be using Microsoft Excel and Word for this demonstration. For this video, what I'll be doing is basically creating date covers. And the reason I do this is to basically quickly make date covers that I can use to redate old planners or to date an undated planner. And this is just like super easy, super quick. I think that a lot of people get overwhelmed with the idea of date covers and just creating their own date stickers just because, like a lot of people I think might be doing it manually, but this is a quick way to kind of automate the process and get it done very, very quickly in less than, I would say like less than 10 minutes. You would be able to like hit print and have your date stickers done. So I'm going to walk you through the entire process. So let's get right into it and look at Excel here. Okay, so I'm starting with a brand new file, and what I'm going to do is just go right here and actually expand these cells so we could kind of see together. I know it's kind of small, but hopefully you'll be able to hang with me. In this first box, I'm going to go ahead and start typing in the day of the week, Sunday, then the 1st, and then January. So January 1st did start on a Sunday. I'm going down to the second row and typing in Monday, the 2nd, and then January again. And then what I do is then highlight. I will select using my mouse. I'll go into this first box and then kind of like drag using my left hand, the left side of the mouse, all the way through the 6 cells. And then I'll pull at the very bottom right hand corner the little green box. And what we will do is, because I've selected 2 rows of cells, I'm able to basically have Excel automatically date everything for me. So you can see here that it basically runs Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, etc. all the way down. And then it does run the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4 all the way down. And then I'm going to go through, and you'll see this as I continue the video, but basically I go through and wherever the month ends, so obviously January 31st, starting with the 32nd, I'll just kind of redate, and I'll start with February 1st, and then I'll do February 2nd, and then I'll just go ahead and again select those 2 rows and drag it down. And then I'll do it a couple more times so you can kind of see it. But I start with February 29th. Since I don't need a February 29th, I'll redate that for March 1st and March 2nd. And then here I just accidentally did a March 3rd. But as long as you're doing more than 1 row, you should be able to do this. But you will just select those cells, use the little corner, bottom right hand corner, the green button in that corner to drag it down, and it'll automatically date. And then you can see me do it again for April 1st, April 2nd, and again go into the top left, like the top left row, use your mouse to highlight those cells, and then just highlight that section, and then go into the little bottom right hand corner and click the green square to be able to drag that information down. And I just try to drag it down enough to be able to get more than 31 days essentially. Right here you can see I made a mistake and basically drag like a bunch of extra days, and so you can see again it just numbers it consecutively. It does the days of the week consecutively, and so I just go through and do this. Now I'm only going to be doing this just for basically until the end of July, just so you can kind of see how this goes. But obviously you can do it for the entire 2023 year. You could do it for any year, in fact. Just make sure that you're starting on the correct day of the week and the correct date and month, and just make sure that as you're numbering and like redating these, or like retyping in this information, that you are making sure that you're starting on the correct date, on the correct day of the week, and on the correct date that you've given, like for example April 30 days and July 31 days. So I have finished it at this point, and what I'm going to do is go ahead and adjust it for the fonts and sizes that I want. You could do this in Excel, and I'll show you later that you can also do this in Word. But basically you're going to, at this point, I'm just going to pick a font that I like. I'll just resize it so it's a little bit bigger, and then I'll change the font here for the date and the month as well. I also, at this point, I did do this for January, or at least I created the labels for January or like the month, but you don't have to have that. If you're redating, you might just want the date or the month or the days of the week. So if you don't need any of this information, then you just delete that column. But I'm going to go ahead and highlight this so you can see here that I'm going to, first of all, adjust the cell sizes here. And again, you can do this in Word. I'll show you how to do that in a minute. But you can adjust it here, and then I'm going to select these 3 columns and use the letters at the very top to select it, so that way it selects all of it. And then I hit copy, and then I'm going to go over to Word. I'm going to make some adjustments here so that way I'm saving some space to the margins, so that way they're a little bit smaller. And then I'm going to convert this into a 2-column page, and then I will just right click and hit paste. And I do make sure that I'm selecting the paste thing that keeps the formatting. And so once I paste it over, you can see here that basically it shows up exactly like it was in Excel. And that's pretty much it. At this point, it's pretty much just tweaking it so that way it looks the way that I want it. So in order to do that, I do adjust, for example, here the columns, and it does adjust it for the entire document, but I want the numbers to be a little bit closer to each other, or like a little bit closer to the days of the week, so I make that adjustment. And then I also want to maybe make the adjustment here that the days of the week should be right aligned, and so I click at the very top where the arrow is pointing down, and I go back to home and I just basically make it right aligned, and then I'll make the date left aligned, and again just making sure that the arrow is pointing down at that point. And once I hit click on it, it will select the entire document, that whole column for the entire document. I can also make those changes here in Excel, like again, right align, left align. And if you are copying it from here, then and pasting it over into Word, it will have those changes for you. But then right here, one of the things that I do notice is that the alignment of it across is a little bit crooked. So I'm going to make some adjustments here. I'm going to select the entire thing, all 3 columns, and I'll go here to layout. And what I'm going to do is basically fix the alignment, and whoops, right, it's going to be this little section right here. So I'm going to basically hit this middle button, but then I do decide to change that, so I undo that change, and I'll show you how to do this individually with each column instead of trying to do the entire thing. So what I'm going to do is, instead of doing the entire document, because that changed some of the alignment that I had earlier, again I'll select just the column, making sure that the arrow is pointing down, and then I'll make just the adjustment for the first part, and then for the columns 2 and 3, and you can see how it just kind of shifted up, so that way now it looks like it's even instead of uneven. And so yeah, that's pretty much it. This was a very quick tutorial of how I set it up. Again, I only did it through July just so you can kind of see it, but if there is some information that you don't need, you can certainly make changes, for example, to make it 3 columns so you're saving some space, and making it smaller, making it bigger. You can make all those adjustments here in Word once you have it all done. So you can of course change the font, change the size. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to my channel, and until the next video, bye guys.